pronunciation.
You can just welcome me, I'll introduce myself, that's all. It's easier. It's easy. That is the old one. I have no positions in this one except traveling and preaching.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we are very, very fortunate to have His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj with us at our ISKCON Vishal Nagar. This is the first visit by any sannyasi. So, so we are very happy to have you, Maharaj. Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Maharaj hails from, he has done much of his preaching in South Africa, Durban, and Maharaj has a farm community in there. And we know Maharaj from the days when we did our Bhakti Shastri, then our Leads program, and Maharaj also has led the ISKCON Leads program. ISKCON has a huge curriculum program that Maharaj personally designed, and Maharaj conducts it, and to identify next generation of leaders in ISKCON. Maharaj has been coming to Pune for more than a decade now, and all devotees especially appreciate his very deep realizations and his wonderful question and answer sessions that he does. And we would like to welcome him. Maharaj doesn't like him to be introduced in a big way, so I had to kind of drop his introduction down there, you see, and that's why I'm falling short of words here.
Yes, because I am meant to give the talk, not him.
So let us welcome Maharaj by once chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. His Holiness Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami Maharaj ki.
Is there like a translation needed? English, everyone? Sure? So has Kanai Thakur Prabhu mentioned. Prabhu, can you put this a little low? No, it's okay, you can keep it there, but it's a slight distraction. It's okay? What's your name? Ananta Baladev Das. Baladev. So I should be a little scared, you know. Baladev. Pakka? Yes. Where are you going? Oh, he's in charge. Okay. So there was one baby when I walked in now and then everyone said Jai in the end, right? So there was one baby in the audience was saying Jai right till the end as the last one. Where's that baby? Okay, let's everyone say Jai. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, they're still deciding who's the Jai one, right? Oh, there is some local children, huh? Nice. Where's the mama? Where's her mama? Yeah. Okay. So then take care of them. They can be taken care of by one man. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So like Kanai Thakurji, Prabhu, mentioned, my name is Bhakti Brihad Bhagavat Swami, and this body was born in Durban in South Africa. So when the British were ruling India in the 1800s, in 1820, the first Indian slaves with Baladevji. Baladev is giving a sign, he's in control. It was working okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Is the sound all right? Can you hear the back? Can you hear? Can you hear? It's clear? So tell Baladev, keep his hands away from that controls now. Okay. So I was born there in Durban, South Africa. In 1820, the British, they took Indians from Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And they brought the first batch of Indians in 1820 as slaves to cut sugarcane. Put them in barracks, don't give any money, give only ration. Ration like beans, grains, and rice, and that's all, that's the payment. So I'm fifth generation from those Indians. So my roots are in the south. But fortunately for us, the British did one good thing. They kept nice administration records. So for me to become a citizen of India, it's called Overseas Citizen of India, OCI, we have to have the ship's records that brought my great-great-grandfather and grandmother. Fortunately, they had it. Those records, yeah? So that's how I got Indian citizenship. So my first language is English. And my second language is Zulu. It's an African language. Like when I ask, how are you? We say, Wunjani. How are you? Yeah. And my third language is Tamil. My mother used to speak that at home. So I hope if I speak in English, is it okay? It's all right? So if somebody doesn't understand English fully, then maybe you can sit next to someone you know and they can softly translate in Hindi. Now you say that in Hindi because I wouldn't know who.
हरे कृष्णा
Stand up.
महाराज कह रहे जिसको अंग्रेजी भाषा में समझ नहीं रहा है वो कृपया करके अपने बाजू में जो बैठे हैं उनको अगर हिंदी में आपके लिए अगर वो भाषांतर कर सकें तो आप उनसे श्रवण करने का प्रयत्न किए. जो भाषांतर कर रहे हैं वो थोड़ा धीरे आवाज़ में करें जिससे बाकी क्लास चलता रहे.
That was quick. So, who's the senior most and senior most and eldest Mataji sitting with us today? Stand up. See? Yeah, see. You know them?
Yeah, I know. Senior most and eldest. She has just entered. She's the one.
Senior most and eldest Mataji.
She doesn't know what we are talking about and she's gonna. I think she's
What's her name?
Kalyani Radhika Mataji.
Kalyani
Radhika.
Isn't Kalyani means wedding?
Kalyani.
It is, huh? It's brahmachari knows. Kalyani means wedding. Kalyani Radhika means Radhika's wedding in Bandiravan, in Vrajmanda. So it's connected. Don't get embarrassed. Where's Srimati Kalyani Radhika Mataji? Oh, thanks for coming in time. We were asking who's the senior most and eldest devotee Mataji amongst us. And by the mercy of Kanai Thakurji, he mentions your name. Oh, you're young at heart, we know that. Nice. Yes. Mataji, what's your name? Yes. Namrita. Mataji, just come here a moment. I want you to do a little service for me. Come. This is not for you. Take this garland and you put it on Kalyani Radhika Mataji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So how many minutes do I have to be with you? 1 hour. Not eternally. Only 1 hour. Okay. So we shall read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita in relation to Sriman Lakshman. Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, Lakshman. I was given to understand that we'll speak a little bit about Lakshman today. In keeping in the mood of Sri Ram Navami, which is coming this Sunday. Okay. So you can repeat after me. You want the verse? Why? Oh, you have TV? $150. Adi 5150. You can repeat after me. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, Chapter 5, The Glories of Lord Nityananda Balaram, and text 150 is on the board. But I'm going to read text 149, then we'll get to that together. Okay? So text 149. Nityananda Swarupa Purve Ahiya Lakshmana Lagu Brata Ayakare Ramera Sevana. And the translation by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Nityananda Swarup formerly appeared as Lakshman and served Lord Ramachandra as his younger brother. Now text 150. Ramera Charitra Sabha Dukera Karana Swatantra Lilaya Dukha Sahena Lakshmana. And the translation. The activities of Lord Rama were full of suffering, but Lakshman, of his own accord, tolerated that suffering. Text 151. Nisheda karite nare yate chotabahi. Mona dari rahe Lakshmana mane dukha paye. Translation. As a younger brother, he could not stop Lord Rama from his resolution, and so he remained silent, although unhappy in his mind. Text 152. Krishna avatare jaista aila sevara karana. Krishna ke karaila nana sukha ashvadana. When Lord Krishna appeared, he, Balaram, became his elder brother to serve him to his heart's content and make him enjoy all sorts of happiness. Text 153. Rama Lakshmana Krishna Ramera Amsa Vishesha. Avatara kale don hai, don hate pravesha. Sri Rama and Sri Lakshman, who are plenary portions of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram, respectively entered into them at the time of Krishna's and Balaram's appearance, and in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. With reference to the Vishnu Dharmottara, the Laghu Bhagavatamrita explains that Rama is an incarnation of Vasudev, Lakshman is an incarnation of Sankarshan, Bharat is an incarnation of Pradyumna, and Shatrughna is an incarnation of Aniruddha. The Padma Purana describes that Ramachandra is Narayan, and that Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna are respectively Shesha, Chakra, and Shankha, the conch shell in the hand of Narayan. In the Rama Gita of the Skanda Purana, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna have been described as the triple attendants of Lord Rama. Omajnana timirandasya Gyananjana shalakaya Chakshurun militam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jana Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakti Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lakshman is the constant attendant to Sri Ramachandra, just as the flute is the constant attendant in relationship to Krishna. However, when Ramachandra married Mother Sita and they came back to Ayodhya, Lakshman lost his service. Because Lakshman used to be the first personality to take darshan of Lord Ramachandra and make him rise by singing songs from bed, from his spiritual slumber, which is called Yoga Nidra or Nidra Mahi. So now when they returned back to Ayodhya, Mother Sita is staying in the same palace of Lord Ramachandra, but in separate rooms. So now it is Sita's service to sort of wake up or make Lord Ramachandra rise in the morning. So Lakshman became very depressed and sad. So Urmila, who's Urmila? Lakshman's consort wife. So Lakshman's first darshan every morning used to be Lord Ramachandra. Now Lakshman's first darshan every morning is Urmila. So Urmila is one in consciousness with Lakshman's heart. And Urmila fully knows the depression and the sadness of Lakshman and how he is suffering. Because his service is apparently taken away by who? Mother Sita. So then it happened, Kaikeya, those two boons, you know the history of Ramayana, yes, that Lord Ramachandra is to be banished to the forest, in exile for 14 years in Dandakaranya forest. So Lakshman became very happy internally. So when Lord Ramachandra came to break the news to him that we are leaving, Lakshman externally became very angry with Kaikeya. But internally he was relishing. So Lord Ramachandra said, I need to go to the forest to honor the promise of my father, Maharaj Dasaratha. So Lakshman said, I will accompany you. Like that. So immediately Lord Ramachandra told Lakshman, you can, but you have to get permission from Urmila. Lakshman said, that's already done. So Lord Ramachandra asked Lakshman, how? She doesn't know? No, I'm in charge. Not Urmila. Culture. Krishna conscious culture. Ram Leela culture. I'm in charge. Because my first service is to you. then Urmila. So Lord Ramachandra agreed. But Lakshman doesn't know that Lord Ramachandra will now go to Sita. So Lord Ramachandra came to Sita and he said, this is the situation. And Sita said, I will go with you to the forest. Then Lord Ramachandra reasoned with her. Look, you are a princess. You are Janaki. You are the daughter of Maharaj Janak, who was one of the Mahajans. Yeah. And in the forest, we'd only eat fruits and berries. There's no maidservants. And you're going to sleep on floor, on kusha grass, and so forth. So immediately Sita said, even if I have billions of maidservants, that beckon to my call, and even if I have the most costliest of ornaments, and even if I live in most opulent royalty, what is the value of all that if I cannot serve you? And she said, after all, according to Dharma Shastra, the wife is always meant to follow her husband and be with him. So Lord Ramachandra got defeated by Sita and he said, okay. So Lakshman heard of it. So when Lakshman heard of it, Lord Ramachandra came to him and he said, Sita is also coming. He was a little bit disappointed internally. But Lord Ramachandra said, I am going to the forest, but you have to protect both of us. Okay. Fine. Off they went to the forest. And then they were living in an hermitage. And Ravana came. And apparently Sita was kidnapped. But it was Maya Sita, not real Sita. Which I'm going to discuss tomorrow morning in Srimad Bhagavatam class in Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Mandir and VCC. Won't get into the detail now. So, as you know, Marich came, impersonated Lord Ramachandra's voice and said, Lakshman, Sita, please help. Ramachandra's voice was impersonated. Lakshman knew the potency of Lord Ramachandra, that that's not him. And he's convincing Mother Sita, Lakshman, that's an imitation. No. I heard. You please go and help. So eventually, Lakshman put Lakshman Rekha around, Said, you don't leave this circle. And he went. So when Lord Ramachandra and Lakshman came back, Sita was not there. Again, he became depressed. It was my fault that I didn't follow the order of Lord Ramachandra to always protect Sita. I left her alone and I came to her. It is my fault. Again, he became depressed and stressed. There's many nuances to that. I wrote it in one book, which was published, but we're going to republish it in India. Yeah. So eventually, when Sita was being asked, when Lord Ramachandra sent Hanuman to bring Sita from Ashok Van in Lanka, after Ravana was killed. So Hanuman came, he brought Sita. Sita is, walking behind Hanuman. And immediately when they was coming towards, Lakshman and Lord Ramachandra, So immediately Lord Ramachandra said, "Stop!" Hanuman was confused. Hanuman is feeling, Hare, we work so hard. I even flew over here. I burnt Lanka, this, that, just to rescue Sita and hand over to Lord Ramachandra. What is happening here? Hanuman. So then Lakshman was a little bit next to Ramachandra, not close, but there. Yeah. So Sita came. Ramachandra said, "Stop!" Because Sita wanted to come forward and touch his feet. Yeah. So immediately Lord Ramachandra said, "How can I accept you? You are living in the place of another man and his associates for 4 months. What will people say? I don't know what happened here in 4 months. I cannot accept you." Sita became crestfallen. She put her head down. Then she got herself together. She lifted her head up. She said, "Lakshman." Lakshman almost fainted. So Lakshman takes his face and he looks at Lord Ramachandra. Lord Ramachandra, without speaking words, he says, "You accept what she says," without speaking words. Yes. Because Sita can order Lakshman. She's senior. As much as she took away his first service of making Ram rise early in the morning. So Lakshman said yes, and he looked down at her feet. So Sita said, "Light fire." Lakshman said, "Huh? I already went through so much pain and suffering. Now she's telling me light fire." So he put his hand into his quiver and he pulled out the Agni Astra, which is the same Astra that made the Lakshman Rekha. It's like a circle of fire. Nobody can come from outside. The Agni Astra. And he shot it to the ground. Fire. And when the fire came up, Sita, everyone saw. And Hanuman started crying. And Lakshman said, "What did I do now? I just followed her order. Now she's entering into fire." And Sita entered the fire. But the fire is Agni. And Agni's concept is Swaha. Fire sacrifice, fire. Swaha. So on the lap of Agni, which is fire, is Swaha. And on the lap of Swaha is original Sita. Because she was taken away. When Ravana took illusory Sita, she went to Agni's abode for holiday. And then Agni, because Agni cannot touch Sita. Even Ravana cannot touch Sita. He's materialistic. He's demon. So Sita was sitting on Swaha's lap and Swaha was sitting on Agni's lap and in the fire. Maya Sita, Chaya Sita enters into the fire. Hanuman doesn't know. And that Sita becomes burnt and the real Sita walks out of the fire. So then Ramachandra says, "You can come." And Lakshman felt relieved. At that time, Lakshman took a vow. Never again, younger brother. Too much suffering and pain. And then in the next appearance of the Lord. Beautiful verses here. Text 153, which I read in the end. Rama Lakshmana Krishna Ramera Amsa Vishesha. Everyone? Avatara Kale Don Hai Don Hate Pravesha. Sri Rama and Sri Lakshman, who are plenary portions of Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram respectively, entered into them at the time of Krishna's and Balaram's appearance. And then as elder brother, he can do whatever he wants. He can fulfill Krishna's desires whenever he wants. And if he doesn't want to fight in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he won't fight. He went on pilgrimage. Balaram. Any comments or questions? I like questions. Vaishnavis, Matajis, girls, any question? Yes, Prabhu. Give microphone there. One. No. What's your name?
Ravi.
Ravi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, nice. Is your family here?
Yes.
Where?
Swati.
Sati.
Swati.
Swati. Children?
Yes, one son. He is not here, but
What is age?
30.
30.
Yeah.
Are you a grandfather?
Not yet.
Swasti coming, eh? Grandchildren coming?
Not yet.
You want?
Yeah.
Ravi,
Yeah.
Shriman Ravi, what's your nice question or comment?
I don't know whether it is nice, but most of the whatever you mentioned the story, so some part of it is known to most of us. But I have been always eager to know what happens to Urmila. She waited for 14 years. So after, we have not found any evidences of what happened after Ram and Sita and Lakshman returned. So if you can tell on that, we'll appreciate.
Wonderful. Yes, wonderful question. See, Urmila and Lakshman and Sita and Ram, they are not like us, They are not like us. Now, Swasti Mataji, what's your son's name? Saurabh. Now, you can sit, be comfortable. You have another microphone, that's it? Take it there. Pass microphone. His name is Saurabh.
Yeah, Saurabh.
Yeah, Saurabh. Right. Now, where? Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, where?
Toronto, Prabhuji.
Toronto, huh? Near Toronto or in Toronto?
Near Toronto.
Where? Mississauga, Scarborough, where?
Yeah, near Mississauga.
Mississauga is there. I can see from here. So Shriman Ravi, who's the father of Saurabh, is in Mississauga. Right? And you here home. And when you close your eyes, can you see Ravi in Mississauga and Saurabh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, right? Have I answered your question in relation to Urmila and Lakshman? Yes or no? He's really naughty, you know. Swasti is always like that at home.
Yeah, sometimes.
No, you complain openly, don't worry. I'm sannyasi. I didn't bring my danda. Next time I'll bring. Ravi, Sriman Ravi, what's that part which is not answered that partly? You can understand, huh? Okay, tell us, and then? If it's like that for Swasti to remember you and Saurabh there, how much more is it for Urmila? Because this is not on the material platform. Now, what's that other part? Answer, put microphone on, please. Put it on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
No, actually, maybe we are ignorant. My question is like, after Lakshman returned, then whether he said sorry or whether Urmila accepted him, or I mean, was there any argument?
Thank you. I didn't say. Yeah. So when Lakshman went to Urmila to say that he's leaving for 14 years to the forest. Yeah. So Urmila said something like, I know that before you married me in Mithila, you made it very clear to me that your first service is to Lord Ramachandra. He made it very clear to her. That is the only transcendental condition he requested Urmila to agree to. And she agreed. And she agreed. So when Lakshman was in the Dandakaranya forest with Sita and Lord Ramachandra, Urmila was in ecstasy because she was feeling at least they'll be secure and safe. Now you can imagine that if Lakshman stayed behind with Urmila and Lakshman's consciousness is in the forest, and he'll not be with Urmila in the palace, in consciousness. Okay. So I'll give you an example of that. Swasti, you ready? Say Hare Krishna on microphone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes. She got the microphone right. Yeah. So now, sometimes you speak to Sriman Ravi, right? Yeah. But you're speaking for 15 minutes and he's making He's saying,
Yes, Prabhuji, always.
Now, when he does that, is he really listening?
No, he's busy in his office work.
No, at home when you speak, his mind, his consciousness is somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine that Lakshman is in Ayodhya with Urmila, but Ramachandra and Sita in the forest. Can you imagine where's Lakshman in his consciousness? Where? In forest. That's going to frustrate Urmila. You get frustrated too, right? Say yes or no.
Yeah, sometimes.
You can't get too frustrated because the money won't come. He works hard, you spend the money nicely. Is that okay, Swasti?
Yes.
I'm using the example to answer his question.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah. We all right?
Yeah.
Now, have I answered the second part of your question?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you,
chant
Prabhuji.
for him. Nice question to start off with. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Now, Swasti, one thing is that after this program, when you go home in the car with him, if he fights with you, you call me.
Yes, Prabhuji.
He mustn't tell you, why did you do that? So many people were there. When Maharaj asked you, you don't listen to me, you're pretending you're listening. And I said, yes, always. Be careful, huh?
Oh, no, he will not do that.
Why? Say why. Say why. I know why. Because he won't get his prasad. And you don't have to say anything. You just give him one look and... Ravi, it's okay. We're having some hasyara, some friendship. Yeah. Okay. But it's important, according to Hari Bhakti Vilas by Srila Sanatana Goswami, one should not quarrel with one's wife. It says there. But it doesn't say one should not quarrel with one's husband. It's for the man. It's for the father or the husband. Is that okay? And you know what happens when you quarrel back. You're allowed to fight. You're allowed to quarrel with him. Don't worry. It's according to Shastra. If there's no quarrel, there's no juice. There's no rasa. It's dull, boring. You must quarrel. When they get married, he's not sure. So much lessons from Lakshman's behavior. Huh? Nice question. Thank you very much, Sriman Ravi. What's the family name? Kulkarni. Okay. Next question. You know, Prabhu asked question now. One of the Matijis of Vaishnavis girls should ask one question, otherwise there won't be balance. You know. Question. Kalyani, Radhika, anything? Oh, yeah, she doesn't put her hand up, but she's opening her mouth already. Give the microphone. See, the mouth is opening. See? Something, what's in your consciousness right now? Not in your mind, what's in your heart? Tell us. Don't say marriage. Put the microphone on. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tell us. If you don't want to ask a question, give us some words of wisdom. Everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. I just can think of these four brothers, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna.
And
So-
Mother Sita.
Yes, Mother Sita also. So how Lakshman and Shatrughna, they were only serving. Lakshman is serving Lord Ram and Shatrughna is serving Bharat because they are Sevaputra. They have been born from that portion which is being given as part of what Mother Kaushalya and Mother Kaikai received. So I just always feel that since we are Das and Dasi, so we should have the I should have that inclination to serve the servant of the Lord and have that consciousness of Shatrughna, as Prabhu spoke about Urmila, who is not been spoken much in Ramayana. Similarly, Shatrughna is also not so much spoken about, but that is our position. So I would just want to seek blessings from you, that may I understand how to stay at that position.
Good. I'll give you a blessing. Okay? Now listen carefully and see if you can digest this. Because you are a devotee of long standing and you have some realization, still with a young heart. We okay so far? Huh? I bless you to accept service as a service. Digesting? It's digesting? It's entering the heart? Can you repeat what I said?
Accept service as service.
Hare, she's giving her own purport now. This is not parampara. Don't change the purport. Who can repeat what I said? I don't know, one of the other Matajis. Who can repeat what I said? That I'm blessing Mother Kalyani Radhika too and complete it for me. Come on. Who can say? And this Mataji behind there, she has little yellow, I think, one scarf, isn't there? She's speaking to herself. See, she's still speaking to herself. Give her the microphone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Not you, the one in the front with the yellow scarf on the top. Thank you. She's senior to you, right? What's your name, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Sonali.
Sonali. What did I say to...
Serving the servant of the service.
It's nice. Everything is right. What she said is right. You are right also. Pass microphone to the front. It's good. What did I say?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
What's your name?
Neha.
Neha. What did I say?
To accept service as service.
Uh-huh. Just get up. Go give the microphone quickly to Mataji again. Kalyani, Radhika. I bless her. Now, repeat.
To accept service as service.
Yes. Can you do that?
Yes.
But you must be a transparent medium. You cannot accept service as a master or a superior. You must accept service as a service, as a transparent via medium. Is that okay for a blessing? Kalyani, is that all right for a blessing?
Yes.
Yes. If you accept service as a service, then your heart becomes full of compassion. Full of compassion. That is the natural consciousness of the disciplic succession. We cannot get away from that. We have to serve, but we also have to accept service as a service. Because the person who's serving us experience more joy in serving than we accepting the service. When we accept the service, maybe we may accept it with some reservation. But the person who's serving experiences bliss in Krishna consciousness. So that's our service to them, that they are happy in serving. Kalyani Radhika, is that all right, or you want to add more?
It's tough, but I will. It's tough. I will.
It's tough, huh? You have children?
Yes.
You accept service from them?
Yes.
Why? Is it tough? Is it tough?
No.
Why? Because the intimacy of the relationship is already there. Yes or no?
Yes.
So similarly, there should be an intimacy of relationships amongst devotees to accept service as a service. Next question or comment. Yes, question in the back. Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for
Okay,
your
can you
class.
eat the microphone like me? Eat. Say Hare Krishna now.
Hare Krishna.
That's better. What's your nice question? And first, what's your name?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for the class. My name is Pradeep.
Pradeep.
This is a point of discussion between me and my wife.
Where is she?
She's not here.
That is why he's asking the question. Now I said that, now let's hear the question, then you may understand. Yes, what's your question, Pradeep?
So you explained how Maya Sita went inside. No, when the fire was lit, Ravana kidnapped the false Sita. You explained that. And Lord Ram knew all of this. Still, he allowed...
Yeah, but how is your wife in the picture?
I'll come to that.
That's why he's so brave to speak, because she's not. Go ahead.
So Lord Ram knew all of it, but still he allowed Mother Sita to enter the fire. Of course, he did that to prove to the world that the chastity of Mother Sita. But later on, when the washerman complained about the same thing again, he let go of Mother Sita.
Yes.
So now he wanted to show to his kings, his people, that he's a good king as well. And maybe that is why he did that.
Yes.
But then he's not, the argument is he's not a good husband because he let go of his wife when she already proved her chastity to her, to himself.
Okay. So
why-
what's your question?
The question is, why did he let go of Mother Sita when she passed all the tests?
So who should leave the pastime first? Ramachandra or Sita? Who should wind up the pastime first? Who? Who should leave this Bhoma Dandakaranya to go to the eternal Vaikuntha, Ayodhya Dham? Who should leave first?
I think the concert. Of
Why? That is Lord Ramachandra's arrangement. That now we have to wind up our pastimes. We have finished this Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya, Glanir Bhavati Bharata. We have completed our appearance in this world. Now we have to disappear. See? So Lord Ramachandra is Antaryami. He is the super soul in the washerman's heart. He instigated him. Do this to your wife. See? So then he had an excuse, a reason to send Sita away. And Sita can only be away from him and then disappear first, and then he will disappear. In the Sarayu River. Can you imagine how difficult it would be for Sita if Ramachandra disappeared first? How difficult it would be for her. So he said, I am sending you first, then you will receive me. Where? Ayodhya in Vaikuntha Dham. Praveen, is that okay? Yes or no?
Yes, Maharaj.
You
Thank you.
didn't. What happened to your wife in the picture?
Her argument was that he's not a good husband.
So she's arguing with you. Now you're going back, you'll say, the Maharaj said this, I'm finishing you out. No, don't speak to her. Just show her this recording. What's her name?
Her name is Niharika. Niharika.
Neharika.
Yeah.
Niharika.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Niharika. You're going to see this video. Praveen is the naughty one, not me. He asked me the question. I just responded. You all can fight at home, no problem. But you can fight with him. He's not supposed to fight back.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Don't delete, huh? How many minutes we have? 10 more minutes. Okay. I saw you. So, we are also here to promote one book. I'll Build You a Temple, the Jew story. This is called ISKCON's Mahabharat. Oh, yes. And Prabhupada says about this book, it's the most sought after Prabhupada Lila on the planet. And Prabhupada says on the back cover, it was a good fight. It was even more intriguing than Kurukshetra. Someone should write a book about it. It is worth writing history. And then His Holiness Radhanath Swami says something more in his foreword, but I'll read an excerpt, which is also in the back of the book. I'll Build You a Temple transports us into one of the great events of our time. Giriraj Swami gives us personal witness into the life of Srila Prabhupada at a time when Prabhupada faced insurmountable odds at every step. Very well. The story reveals Prabhupada's unwavering faith, indomitable courage, and profound humility. I'll Build You a Temple is a contemporary narration that shares the emotions, excitement, and message of sacred texts such as the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Bhagavad Gita, whose conclusive teachings are revealed through the lives of great souls such as Srila Prabhupada, who battle and ultimately vanquish powerful enemies like the Sheriff of Mumbai against seemingly insurmountable odds. Srila Prabhupada said that his project in Bombay was his heart. Radhanath Swami. Now, this is a short excerpt from the back cover, also from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami, who wrote several pages of the reflections part to the book. Srila Prabhupada spent more time in Bombay, 554 days, than in any other city in the world. And that indicates the significance of the Juhu project and of this book. In I'll Build You a Temple, Giriraj Maharaj has translated his long years of commendable involvement in the leadership of ISKCON Juhu, as well as his intense desire to serve Srila Prabhupada's instruction to him to write into a riveting, thoughtful, and inspiring book. I welcome you all to take a dip in the nectarine pastimes of Sri Sri Radha Rasabihari in Juhu, which glorify their pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, Gopal Krishna Goswami. Now, this particular book, if you want to ask Srila Prabhupada any question, like if you ask Srila Prabhupada about fighting amongst devotees, oh, they did. You know, not Ishta Gosti, Musti Gosti. It's in the book. If you ask Srila Prabhupada about building a temple, about acquiring land, about the life patron membership program, you know, about dealing with politicians. This book tells you how C.B. Chauhan, the chief minister of Maharashtra at that time, by his intervention only, we got permission to build the temple. Eventually, after so much fight with this commissioner, that office, that politician, that bureaucrat. So, how to deal with politicians is in the book. And also Bal Thackeray helped us. We stopped the police commissioner from coming and destroying the temporary temple. Sriman Bal Thackeray helped us. And this also gives you how to distribute books, how to print books, festivals, everything, administration, management, everything in one book. 800 pages, 40 photos inside, hardbound, printed by Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, Australia. It's an international edition, deluxe version of it. It tells you how His Holiness Radhanath Swami joined ISKCON at the Cross Maidan Festival in downtown Mumbai. It's in the book. It tells you how Raghunath Patil joined ISKCON. Raghunath Patil is none other than His Holiness Lokanath Swami. It tells you in detail how he joined in this book. This book was printed last year in 2021 at the beginning of January. We got 10,000 copies, and most of these copies were distributed outside of India because it's printed by BBT Australia. And India only got 1,500 copies, of which Jew took most of it. This year, His Holiness Giriraj Swami and myself printed another 10,000 copies. 2,500 went to the rest part of the world, and I reserved 7,500 copies, out of which already thousands of copies have been distributed, and I'm only left with about 2,500, almost 5,000 copies have been distributed. This book sells in the US and in England for $25 and 18 pounds respectively, which translates to about 2,000 rupees. So I used a Prabhupada formula for book prices for Africa and India, and this retails in India for half the price. What is it? How much? 1,000 rupees. Because we have a special formula for India. Okay. Now, paper price have gone up since October, November last year by 40% or more, and it's still going up. Because you can't import paper, from Europe or something. You can't get paper now. If somebody's in the paper business, they'll know this. Who's in the paper business? Who knows about the paper business? Okay, but paper prices have gone up. But I didn't increase the price of the new print, reprint. We still kept it at the same retail price, although we paid more cost for the book. We good so far? We okay? All right. So now, this book is not going to be printed again. Stitched, bound, 800 pages, 40 colors, photos inside, deluxe edition. So now we're looking for sponsors. So the sponsors are as follows. Our temple, Shishi Radha Kunja Bihari, in the cantonment area. Yeah. They have two places that are nearby each other called Voice, Vedic Oasis for Inspiration, Culture and Education. So these two voice centers are near the COEP College. I don't know where that is. Some of you know, right? Yeah, the college. So one of the voice bases is overseen by Hari Bhakti Prabhu. Where is he? Stand up. Come to the front. Give your full darshan. Come. And another voice base is overseen by Sharad Purnima Prabhu. Where is he? You can stand up for him. Both of you stand up. Okay. So, no, don't face each other. We know you all like each other. You all are friends, Yeah. Okay. So, Hari Bhakti Prabhu needs 20 books sponsored for his base. Because there's students there, they come and so forth. And we want them to inspire them to become attached to Srila Prabhupada, to Srila Prabhupada's followers, how they struggled, living in chatai huts on Hare Krishna land, no drinking water, contaminated water, like sleeping on the floor, on the chatai mat or something, and the rats as big as fat cats, rats as big as that. You know, they walk on the land slowly as if they have the title deed. You know, and they come in the night and they gnaw, K-N-A-W, gnaw at the feet, and then they wake up in the morning in a pool of blood, and then the snakes come from the roof. You know, it's those jungle where they stayed. Comes suffering conditions. Prabhupada and his followers. So, Hari Bhakti Prabhu needs 20 books for voice, and Sharad Purnima needs 10 books for his voice base. So, you see, my name is Tridandi Bhikshu. You know, Tridandi means I carry this danda. It's a triple staff. Tridandi Bhikshu means beggar. This front cloth is, you know, Bhikshu, Bhikshu, Bhikshu. We're begging. Yeah. So we want to encourage these young people who are coming to the voice. Some of them are students, some of them are beginning working, and some of them stay there, and the parents don't know they stay there and they're devotees. So it's like, you know, a little bit sensitive, you know, in that sense. So we need 30 books in total, 20 plus 10 for these two, to ask you to sponsor. Please sponsor books for these students at the base. Stand up. Give him microphone. You know, he said like this. He said first, you see his hand moved. He said first like that, and then again he said like that. So I don't know which number it was. You know. Prabhu, stand up. What's your name? Shri Sanjay Uvacha. Dharmashatra Kurukshetra Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaya. So he's our first sponsor for the first verse also. So Sanjay, I mean, I saw you. I'm not imagining it. I just saw your hand went up like this, right? You said like that? No, you said you did like that first, that mudra? You did like that? Now which one, is it like that or like that? And again like that? No. How many books? No, microphone on. No, microphone on. Say Hare Krishna. No. Say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nice. So declare it boldly. I would like
to sponsor 5 books for COAP Voice.
So, for voice, right? Five books, right? Do you have your own copy?
No. No, I don't have.
So is that like the 6th one?
Yeah. I will.
6th one, right?
Sixth.
Yeah. Who's writing? No, you'll type right, eh? You won't make mistake, eh? Yeah. So Sanjay, come, I'll give you your own copy now. Please come. Everyone chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Prabhu. This side. Again, once more. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Prabhu, see if you're happy. My commission will come later. We good? You have 5 books already. Hari Bhakti, you happy with these 5 books? We have to get more. I'm not so happy yet, but you must be happy already. Good. So thank you, Sanjay Prabhu. That's a great start for this evening. So you have to write down 1 book already dispatched. 1 book given. 5 books to be given, sponsored by Sanjay. Prabhu, Hare Krishna, microphone there. Run quickly before he changes his mind. No, he'll change his mind for the quantity. That's what I meant.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, give him the microphone, this Prabhu here.
It's working.
No, other microphone. Where's the other microphone? This devotee here with the eyeglasses. Yes. Prabhu, what's his name? Anubham Prabhu. You have this very hearty laugh. Do it again. Feels great. Once more, please. Laughing is good heart massage. Very good. What's your good name, Prabhu?
Manoj.
Manoj, how are you today?
I'm good.
Mataji is here?
Yeah.
Where is she?
Manisha.
Manisha? Okay. I give microphone to Manisha too. Manoj, give the microphone. That is Manupam. Give it microphone quickly. Okay, how many books you'd like to sponsor for these nice students? Because we want to make them brahmacharis, and then some of them will get married. They'll be good son-in-laws also, you know.
Yeah, Prabhuji. 5 plus 1 book, 6 books. 1 for me, 5 for boys.
Sanjay, I'd like to thank you to set the standard. So Manoj is sponsoring 5 books and 1 for himself. Is that okay? Let's chant for Manoj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Mataji, what's your name?
Manisha.
Manisha. Are you one supreme soul in 2 forms or 2 separate souls?
One soul.
Just think carefully, remember carefully. Are you 2 different people?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yeah, 2 different people.
2 different people. So how many you are sponsoring?
Whatever he said, that's it only.
She's controlling the money.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Okay, Manisha, we accept that you have blessed him because he needed that blessing. Otherwise, there'll be trouble at home sometime.
No, Prabhuji.
Is that okay? You fine with that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
5 books plus 1.
Yes,
So let's chant for Manisha and Manoj together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So you have 10 books, right? Now we have 10 more to go for you and 10 for Sharad Purnima Prabhu represented by him. Anybody else likes to sponsor? Oh, 2 hands up. Let's give microphone to Prabhu here first. Microphone, please. Manisha, give the other microphone and give it to Prabhu on this side. Raise your hand. You got the microphone. What's your name, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Sanjeev.
Sanjeev. And family name?
Nimkar.
Sanjeev, Sriman Sanjeev Nimkar would like to sponsor
10 plus 1.
10 plus 1. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Sanjeev, I don't mind asking you, 10 plus 1 is how much? Money?
11,000.
That's all, right? It's okay. 11.
My counting is that.
11,000 is fine. Yes. Is that okay?
Perfectly fine.
Okay, perfect. It's perfect. Thank you. We want to give Rajiv, right? Ravi. At least we want to give Manoj and Manisha. Yeah. So both of you come. You can take your personal copy. You can note it down. And then Sanjay, right? Then he can come. Let's chant for them while they're receiving the copies. Come. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Come this way. Rama, Rama, Rama. Photo. Yes, you can stand and you can face the camera. Come, you can stand. Yeah. Come close. Come. Everyone, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Sanjay, come. Let's chant for Prabhuji. 10 books plus 1. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. And we have 10 more books to go, right? For the sponsorship. And he's got the microphone. What's your good name?
Hare Krishna.
What's
Natwar Gaurang Das.
He's going to dance with the books. Natvar Gauranga. Mataji, yeah?
Yes. It is her desire to sponsor these books.
Give her the microphone.
Hare Krishna Maharaj,
He's
Dandavat Pranam.
playing safe. Everything will be all right at home. Mataji, your name?
It's Anandini Kishori Devi Das.
Anandi Kishori. Children are here?
Yes, Prabhu.
Where? What's the name?
Ragini.
Ragini?
Govind.
Rohan. Govind. Jaya. Okay. Good. So,
Anandini Kishori Devi Das.
so how many books you'd like to sponsor? And
Prabhuji, sorry, Maharaj, I would like to sponsor 10 books plus 1 for the family. And I think he would also like to sponsor 10 books plus maybe 1 as his
you
personal
in trouble,
copy.
Baba. Now that's 20 books in total.
Yes.
And 1 for who? For his friend?
Maybe he can gift it to someone, and 1 I would like to have as personal copy for the family.
She's a nice Mataji. No. You see, she's also, you second initiated? You first initiated. But once you give Vaishnavi and Vaishnav gives word, they can't take it back. Okay? Okay. So Anandini,
Kishori Devi.
Kishori, 11 books, 1 she'll take personally. Right? You want Ragini to come and fetch it?
Yes.
Ragini, please come, accept this book. You and your mama are going to give it to some gift to somebody. Come this side, come this side. Come, here. Prabhu, I see Govinda is half brahmachari. Good, right? Half brahmachari, right? You want daughter-in-law at home later? No. She doesn't know what to say. Come close. You come. Hey, you look at this nice brahmachari. Yeah. Hold the book. Now, say Rasagulla. Say Rasagulla. Say. Haribol. Good. Take to Mama, and then you all can give it as a gift soon to somebody. And then 1 more book. Give me this one. And our Anupam. Natwar. No, but that's her 10 plus 1. So who's going to take this book now? Both of you come. Okay, both of you come. Yeah. So another 10 there. Come. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. So we have 40 books sponsored. So we have 40 books sponsored. We know that. Not even. So we have 40 books sponsored and we have distributed 5 to those who have sponsored. Wonderful. Now, in our Radha Kunj Bihari temple, there's brahmacharis who are staying there. And most of the brahmacharis' books have already been sponsored. I did a program there on Wednesday morning, on Ramanujari's appearance day. But some of the brahmacharis were remaining for the books to be sponsored. And their names are Ashraya Gopal Prabhu, Nadia Pran, Abhay Govinda, and Akilatma Pran Prabhu. So we're going to give them, their own personal copies because it's a nice reference book of Srila Prabhupada Leela, pastimes and instructions and inspirations. Yeah. So we have 40 books sponsored. So out of that 44 can go towards for the brahmacharis. Then you have 6 left. Now stand up. And you tell them what would you like to do with the 6 books. You have to declare it boldly because it's already paid for. What would you like to do? Can you give it as gifts to like devotees who cannot afford or something? You say in a general sense, what would you like to do? You could be accountable to your sponsors.
As we could give it out to devotees who do some special services during the festivals or they extend themselves for when the temple needs some services, we can give it out to them.
Is that all right with our sponsors? Is that okay? That okay? That all right? The sponsors? Okay. Manisha? Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah. That all right? Govinda? You don't know what I said, right? It's okay, right? Yeah. Yes, he said yes. Now let's loudly chant for all these wonderful devotees who are sponsored. Oh,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Now, if you want to take an individual copy for yourself, it's also available. We brought several boxes with us if you'd like to take an individual copy. So
and Maharaj can personally sign on the copy.
Hare Krishna, I'll finish at 2 o'clock morning, Baba.
But if they can take personal copy, then you can at least sign, please. That'll be nice.
No, that will take a while. I know about the signing. I did a book signing in one place in east of Delhi several weeks ago, and I had to sign like 65 books. And when I went back to the temple, it was about 2:30 in the morning. And then I didn't sleep. I chanted my round, went to Mangalati, and the next day I collapsed almost the whole day. It takes a while to sign.
We'll not allow 65 devotees to take it.
How do you know not
only
allow?
20. First 20 can take it, Maharaj. We'll finish in 20 minutes, Maharaj. 1 minute a book.
Mataji, you have your hand up. You're in the first in the line for signing. Okay. Ki jai. This pen writes.
When you quickly open the books, you can sign it.
No, 1 second. So, I'm not sure whether I could sign all the books because it'll take a while. And every day I have 2, sometimes 3 programs, and I get up early in the morning. So, I would say, if you raise your hand and give me an idea, how many of you want a personal book today? Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now you're short of 3, you said 20? 18, 19, or now it's more than 20. Okay. So now, I would say, if you have a little children and you want a book, because I don't want you to wait in the queue too long. You understand? Let's give the mothers and the who have children to sign first, because otherwise it'll take a little time. You understand, right? Is that okay? Yeah. And then the elder men and then the younger ones can come later. In the meantime, the younger ones, if you're married, just phone Mataji and the family, say, you're coming a little late because book signing, book signing, book signing. Is that okay? Now, before we do that, no, you can give them the book. They have to open it themselves. You give them the book as they come this way, right? I can sign it right here, no problem. So, is there like prasadam for the devotees?
Yes,
where's the prasad?
Downstairs.
Downstairs.
Yeah.
That's part of your building, part
Yes,
of
yes.
downstairs. So
They're
what-
aware, Maharaj.
Yeah. So what's the preparations today? What's the menu?
Maharaj, we have nice ISKCON khichdi. Then we have butter halwa.
No feast.
Maharaj, they generally don't take dinner, so very light dinner they take.
Is he speaking for you or is he speaking as brahmachari?
I'm speaking on behalf of their stomachs, Maharaj.
No paneer sabji, nothing to. What is going on? Next time when I come here, make sure there's a full feast.
Yes, Maharaj. But they're going to have...
Not less than 7 preparations. And there must be ras malai. And they'll sponsor the milk.
So Maharaj, then every 6 months when you come to India, then you should come here.
6 months?
Every 6 months when you come to India, then you should make it a point that you are here, Maharaj. Then every time you'll have a 7-course meal. Vivo!
Where's Purushottam Hari? Come this side, take this book, put it inside. And is there somebody serving the prasadam downstairs?
Yes.
Because others may have to go for prasad.
Okay, so those who, jisko book nahi lena hai, those who don't want to take the book now, they can go downstairs. Prasadam serving has begun.
And then come back for the book.
So those who want to take the book will remain here.
No.
No.
Those who go down and they may come last in the queue, they can't wait here for so long. Let
Okay.
them take prasad and come back.
Okay.
But we want the Matajis to come first and then. How many Matajis, one book? You can see. You can see so many, right? Prabhu. Mataji.
His wife.
So she'll take one book, you'll go take prasad, come back, take another book. Children in Australia or where? They're here. Okay. We got it? So we don't want to keep you waiting because that will take time. This is going to take at least half an hour more. So you can take prasadam and come back. But don't take prasadam and then your mind tells you, don't take the book, let's go, I'm going to go home. Don't change your mind. Raise your hand again. I'm going to have a picture in my heart who you are. Oh, less hands? No. Raise your hand high. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you can stay. We'll give you because you're elder also. You can stay. Then you can go down. Okay? So make sure you come back, right? You take prasadam. So all the Matajis who want books, please come now. See Brahmachari, name again? Jivadaya. Oh, he's merciful. So you come take from Jivadaya Prabhu your book and then you come on this side and then I'll sign. Now, where's Baladev, the sound man? He can switch the sound off. Everyone, Mahaprasade Govinde.